So these two panels tell the story of Richard, a knight of Stanley, and that's in the region of York. And all of the action that we see in these panels happens up in Yorkshire, not at Becket's tomb in this case. And what we see in the first panel is Richard, and he's got his hand to his back. That's showing that he has kidney pain. His two other problems were that he had fever and contracted hands. And what we see in this panel is that two people are pouring out the blood and water relic of Thomas Becket into a bowl. And the idea here is that this is being poured out for him to drink. Now, these two guys are almost entirely restored, but what is not restored, which is really nice, is the bit of blood and water that is pouring from the ampulla. And this is a special type of glass, striated both white and red. And the glaziers chose this very carefully to show both the blood, the red, and the white, the water, and then painted little wavy lines on top of it to show that it's water. So that's then being poured out for the ill Richard to drink. Now the blood and water is being poured out of an ampulla. And what I'm holding here is a replica of the kind of ampulla that was being made in the early 13th century. Now this is a really deluxe one, but this is the right size and shape. And it had then an opening for you to put the blood and water inside there. And people would actually bite these closed so that they could get them home without the blood and water coming out. And they would carry them home around your neck. And this was the sign that you had been to Canterbury, that you came home with an ampulla like this. So in this second panel, we see a really spectacular image. Becket is appearing to Richard of Stanley in a vision at night. And the inscription says, "Where it hurts, there he smooths. It hurts in 3 places, and he heals the 3. And if you look closely, that's exactly what Becket is doing. He is smoothing the feverish brow with one hand, and he's got his other hand holding Richard's contracted fingers and at the place where he is feeling the kidney pain. So he's smoothing away Richard's pain, and after this vision, he woke up and was perfectly cured. So the piece of glass on which you see Richard's head and his chest, and also Becket's hands, has been badly corroded. So much so that it really is difficult to see Richard's facial expression and what Becket's hands are doing. But by using raking light here in the studio, we're able to see where those lines are. And this is Laney's reconstruction of where the lines are on Richard's face and Becket's hand. And when you look at this, you can see that the glaziers really wanted you to understand that Richard was not feeling well, but also that Becket was smoothing out his feverish brow and making him well.